Friday night rather than having a chance to win on Sunday coming up short. What do you tell the guys going into the midweek here against the Cougs tonight?
Well, you know, we've obviously talked a lot to them over the course of the season. Seems like a lot more talking recently, but you know, you want to put yourself in a situation to on Sunday at home in the Pac-10 to win a series. To be in that situation, we were in a great situation. Our play probably didn't dictate to be in that situation. You know, got completely annihilated on Saturday night, and then Friday we really got manhandled. But give our kids credit; they didn't stop playing, and they put up a big inning and allowed us to win a game. So, you know, we really felt fortunate, I think, going into Sunday because we'd played two games, played two poor games, and we're even. And that's just baseball. And then Sunday, you know, felt good about our chances. It's a 4-3 ball game, tight game. That's what you're going to get in the Pac-10 series, and that's what games are traditionally like. They're not usually like either the Friday or Saturday game that we played in. And the disappointing part is that we just lacked urgency. And I just thought we were going to come out with that fighting mentality that I think our program's kind of been built on. That's kind of how we recruit and kind of how we try to play. And I didn't see that, and I think it cost us a ball game, cost us a series, and it's something we need to learn from and move on. And you know, got a ball game today against Gonzaga that is just as important as the Sunday game, and got to use our lessons from the weekend to make sure that we're better prepared for today.
Yeah, that was my next question. Obviously, with the rough start in the first 2 weekends of the Pac-10, it seems to me that the midweek games become even more important for you if you're trying to get back to the postseason.
Yeah, you know, it's obvious every game on your schedule is important for lots of reasons, for development, but to keep developing your team and to win ball games. And you know, we just you know, you try to get some rhythm and consistency. And you know, we finished the game last Tuesday against Gonzaga really well, and it didn't really spill over into Friday's game. And it got some things done late, but you know, I guess Tuesdays really have nothing to do with Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's just after at the end of the ninth inning, it's just the next day. So we just got to go to Spokane today and play the Zags and play a quality game.
Look ahead to, last thing for me, looking ahead to this weekend against UCLA. Offensively, we seem to have struggled in Pac-10 play. Obviously, there's tremendous pitching in the conference, but some of the numbers aren't really that bad. It's just a matter of the run totals aren't there. It's hard to maybe put your finger on why we're not getting a big hit, I guess.
Yeah, you know, and I think we will. I think our if you break the game down, I think our pitching and our defense has been worse than our offense. Defense is really should be a forte of what we're trying to do, and we haven't played good enough defense, pitched or swinging the bat. And like I said, nothing's gelled together. It hasn't seemed like we've put it all together very well. If you're looking at a football team and they got a great offense, but their special teams aren't doing it and their defense isn't doing it, that's kind of what I feel like. We feel like we have one component going at one time, and we haven't had all three or minimum of three going at the same time. So I'm hoping that can happen. And you're right about in the Pac-10, there's very few pitches that you get to hit, and you have to capitalize on. If you just look at the pitching that we faced in the first 2 weeks, I mean, if you're looking at Cal, you're looking at a second, third round pick on Friday. Who knows how high a pick during his draft year Jones will be on Saturday. On Sunday, Dixon Anderson's already been a 6th round pick. You know, Stanford rolls into town, and you know, on Friday night, Mark Appel's going to be a 1st round pick next year. I mean, if somebody says he's going to be the first pick in the draft, I might not be surprised. And Prees, we get Prees on Saturday, and I know he's not as maybe as sought after as some of the other guys, but I think he's one of the most competitive pitchers in the Pac-10. I've seen that from 3 years out of him. And then McCardle's kind of a smaller version of Prees on Sunday, and then their bullpen is just absolutely tremendous. So you'd like to think that our hitters they're going to become more experienced and more seasoned because of the people that they're facing.
Vince, what do you
there's some conferences in this country where you get a weekend off, where you the Pac-10, you play Cal, you play Stanford, and now you face a team losing a national title game. I mean, there is no weekends off, is there?
No, it's awesome. I mean, I know that you know, you'd love to be playing somebody right now, I guess, where you could just guarantee 3 wins, but I mean, you wouldn't feel good about it because if that happened, then you went back in the Pac-10 play, it'd be a false sense of who you are. If you want to figure out really who you are, you know, you stand up every single weekend and this weekend, and you strap it on. And like I said, we've played 2 tough weekends with Cal and Stanford, and it gets no easier with UCLA. Like I said, they played for the national championship, have a majority of that team back, and like I said, they're talented and they're well coached. So it'll be a challenge.
And the pitching?
They have some pitchers that everybody seems to know about. You know, Garrett Cole is their Friday night guy, and he has been in their rotation since he's a freshman. Was the New York Yankees' 1st round pick out of high school, declined that to go play for Coach Sav at UCLA, and then Trevor Bauer, their Saturday guy, which you He's pretty special too. He's going to be a first-round pick this year, and those are just guys scratching their surface. They have some young kids too, that freshmen, that Putko and some of those other guys. They're really, really talented. And then when you combine that with, you know, John Savage. John Savage is one of the best pitching guys around, one of the best managers in college baseball, and you know, they just it's a pretty deadly combination for their opponents.
David on the phone joined us.
Yeah, Craig, this is Howie.
Howie, go ahead. You got questions for Donnie? Go ahead.
Yeah, Donnie, just wondering, obviously Adam Connolly, no one could expect him to keep up that early pace he had, but, you know, he's tailed off a bit the last few starts. Anything in particular you're seeing, or?
Yeah, you know, he's just, he's facing a better competition, but he's kind of lost a couple pitches. He hasn't commanded his changeup or his breaking ball in the game as much, so he's, you know, he's kind of turning into, he turned into kind of a one-pitch guy last weekend, and if you look at some of the starts that he's had, it's that fourth or fifth inning where it's been a little bit more of a struggle for him, and that's when guys have seen him for a longer period of time. So the more you see him, the better look that you have. But you know what? He'll work at it, and he's going to, you know, he'll make some changes, and he'll get those pitches going for him again. And he might not be as dominant as he was early in the season because it's a different competition, but he'll be much better than he probably pitched the last couple of weeks. And he really, you know, this weekend they hit some hard balls off him. If you really look at the last 3 weekends, he's given up some hits, but I thought Stanford was the first team that really, really barreled him up and hit some balls hard off him.
Are you going to keep your rotation in the same order?
Chad will move up to Saturday this weekend. It'll go Conley Friday, Chad Saturday, and Wise on Sunday.
Okay. How do you feel about where Chad is?
Chad's been awesome. I mean, Chad's has been the highlight of our team and our pitching staff. I mean, if you look at the last 2 weekends, I mean, the poor guy's pitched 5-6 innings both weekends, giving up 1 run. He's got 2 losses. So, you know, if you want to watch a guy that can really pitch, you come out and watch Chad. He can really, really do it. So we're excited to have him on his 100 pitches this weekend. So we basically can get a full start out of him.
Yeah, I came down on Sunday and watched him stuff. He does look good, especially for the 3rd game of the year. Good grief. Yeah,
he's, like I said, he's been out there a lot of times, and we really need him to be out there, and that's what you have to do on Friday nights in the Pac-10. You have to, you have to match zeros with the other guy because, even though we have some great starting pitching, every other team does too. So it's they're very, very tight games, and there's very, very little room for error.
Will you keep Chad on a pitch count at least 1 more game, or?
Yeah, I mean he goes up about 20, 25 pitches every game, so he's up to about 100 pitches, and 100. He's basically full now because that's kind of our pitch count is 100. We don't traditionally run guys out much longer than that. Chad's count was 75 last weekend, and I think he threw 76. So we threw him exactly how much we thought we were going to throw him.